Hi, my name is Gabe Arnold. I'm the founder and CEO of Business Marketing Engine, or BME for short. And today what I want to share with you is 5 simple lessons every business owner can learn from Black Friday. So stay tuned and I'll break them all down for you. So depending on when you catch this, maybe you get to watch it live, which is awesome. If so, drop a comment down below, just say live so I know. You may catch this later, or you may even be reading an email about this episode, on Monday or Tuesday. But whenever you get to catch this, regardless of when you watch it or you get to absorb this content, it's going to be valuable for you because at this point, it's Black Friday or it's past. And it is what it is for this year. If you were considering doing something like that, but there's still really powerful, useful lessons that we can learn from Black Friday. There's also some warnings and, inside these lessons that I want to share with you as well, because anytime we blindly follow the crowd and we do what everybody else is doing, if we do that without intention and without knowledge and without any type of strategy, we're often creating deficits, risks, and, things, just liabilities that we don't need and we don't even understand that we're creating. So the first thing to pay attention to with Black Friday, the first lesson is that Black Friday is all about getting attention. So the first thing to ask yourself is, how can I get the attention of my audience? How can I, really make sure that people understand this is how I solve problems. This is the products that we have. These are the opportunities you have when you invest with us. Again, whether it's products or services. And attention is the commodity that is so limited these days that in order to get people's attention, we have to be creative. We talked earlier in the week on the show about how the more input you have creatively, the more output you get. So regardless of if it's right for your business to engage in Black Friday, behaviors and tactics and advertising, strategies that you may have done this year, you may be thinking about doing it next year or another thing. It's important to actually observe what's working, what's getting my attention, how are people standing out? Because Black Friday is just about attention. We're going to get a little bit farther into that so that you understand how they're getting that attention. So are you getting enough attention? That's the first thing. The second lesson you can learn from Black Friday is that discounting is almost always the first step towards killing your business. Unless there's a disclaimer here, unless you actually have a hyper sophisticated pricing strategy and a ton of experience doing that. A company that comes to mind that is incredibly strong in their process of discounting and they have a full sophisticated plan behind it is Kohl's. Kohl's knows their customer. And my fiance, Rachel, is one of their customers. And so if they send out an offer that says it's 40% off today only, they're probably getting business from Rachel. And that's great because they actually have built their pricing model. They know how their marketing works. They know the actual margin they're supposed to get. And Rachel is, with a marketer, she knows. And so she knows what's going on, but it still works on her. And so I know when they say, hey, normally everything you wanted to buy today would cost you $600, but because, you're getting this discount, here's the new price. I know that they priced their product at the discount price and they made sure it was profitable there before they ever raised the price so they can discount it. It's just the game of discounting. But they have a sophisticated pricing strategy and model behind that, and they know exactly what they're doing, and they have years of data, and they have a massive team that just makes those, pricing decisions. Unless you're that sophisticated and you have a ton of experience with discounting, be very careful because discounting is almost always, for small businesses, the fastest way to kill your business. And I don't want your business to die, and I don't want you to struggle, because when our businesses start dying, we start struggling and we drag out that suffering way longer than we should in most cases. So don't make discounting your primary marketing strategy unless you truly understand how that model works. The third lesson is when we create perceived or real scarcity, people will line up to buy what you have. And so the question to ask yourself is, how do you ethically put scarcity inside your business? One of the guys that I really think breaks this down well, and I've learned a ton from, is Alex Hormozi. And he talks about in his book, $1 Million Offers, or $1 Billion Offers. I think it's $1 Billion Offers, actually. He talks about how there's actual scarcity inside of all businesses. So if you're a service company and you provide consulting or a service, or you're sharing your time or your team's time in order to deliver results for your customers, you have real scarcity built in already. So you can accurately ask yourself, how many people could I effectively take on? How many new customers could I take on this month before things would break? The answer is probably not 10,000, right? Your business would implode if 10,000 new customers came to you. You'd have a totally different problem to solve. It's probably not 1,000. It may not even be 100, but whatever the number is, get really clear about, like, we can really serve our customers well when we get X new customers in this amount of time. And that becomes real scarcity. You can say, we're only taking on 10 new clients this week or this month, or whatever the number is actually related and honestly part of your real operational capacity. That's a great way to talk about real scarcity. Perceived scarcity is something that sometimes the market creates for us. But oftentimes it's really driven by how the business is set up and operating. You may only have 100 of a product left. So be honest, talk about that. Say, we only have 100 left. If you want it, grab it now. I was reading something last week, and it talked about how there's this Japanese company that makes some kind of like beef delicacy, and they are booked out in orders for 30 years. And as I read through it, it's because the owner of that company intentionally said, I'm only going to make 200 of these a week, and I'm never going to make more than 200 a week. And he's like, that's all that I have the capacity for. That's all I want to do. And so people were so interested in getting this scarce item from him that they keep pre-ordering, and he's like pre-ordered into forever, right? 30 years in the future. So when people understand that there's actual scarcity and it's something that they value, they're going to be more interested and more driven to buy now, because the opportunity could disappear. I don't often do this, but I bought a lifetime access to an amazing training platform that one of my friends created. And it was a lifetime access offer that was only available to people in a specific mastermind. Otherwise, I would ask them and share it with you too. But it was only available for specific people. It was only available for a short time. And even though I had already planned out my budget and my marketing dollars and the training that I wanted to invest, I made the decision, and I talked to my team and said, hey, I want to invest in this because this opportunity isn't coming again. And that's a real scarcity. It was a short time window to buy it. It's not going to come up again. And it's something that, will probably never be offered again, to be honest. So that's real scarcity. So you have the ability to create real scarcity that is perceived accurately as scarcity, and do it ethically by understanding, what are my real limits here? What's our actual inventory? When is this coming back into stock? Can I take on only X new clients in this period of time? Think through those things, because that's the other driver of Black Friday, is like, we're only have this many available and they're at this price for this short time. That's why people line up to buy things. That's why people go crazy that day. I don't shop on Black Friday because I don't like that experience, but it does work for a huge amount of folks. The fourth thing to pay attention to is create an event for your business. And that's a great way to draw attention. Black Friday is just, in a sense, like a global, or at least in the United States here, a US wide event that has been created by retailers so that everybody knows there are big deals coming. There's opportunities. There's all these new things. And so because they all unified together and said Black Friday is the day, that is an event that people know and they have in their mind, and they know that they can expect to get opportunities or better deals, or, things that they want to invest in. You can create the same thing for your business by saying, every quarter we have this event, and here's what we do. And we educate and we train and we give out prizes and we give out these things. And because we build up capacity, we have this much available that we can sell. If you are intentional about engineering those events, and you hold them consistently on a periodic basis, maybe it's once a year, maybe it's once a quarter, maybe it's once a month, you're going to start to train your audience to understand that this is an event that you want to be aware of, because if you're ready to invest, this is going to be a great opportunity for you to do so. The fifth thing to do, the fifth lesson, is test and adjust, just like the big retailers do. You'll see that most of the big retailers are now extending Black Friday to before Black Friday and after Black Friday. And they're doing that because they know that if they can stretch out this buying frenzy or this event, that they'll drive more sales, they'll be able to serve more customers, and their business will grow. So in your case, as you're testing offers, as you're figuring out, how am I going to get attention? Can I discount because I'm actually sophisticated at it, or am I going to ignore that? Can I create real ethical scarcity? Can I create, an event that people are going to come to? As you're walking through those 4 different lessons, we get to the 5th lesson of test and adjust, figure out what works for you, track the data, and realize that if you keep iterating and you keep testing new things, that's when you're going to uncover opportunities to grow your business and to create effective marketing. So I hope these lessons have been valuable to you. I hope if you are going to go out shopping today, or you're out shopping already, that you enjoy yourself and be safe and careful. And I hope that you open your eyes and pay attention to what's happening from a marketing perspective, because those are the ways that you're going to have good inputs that will help you be creative in your outputs for your own marketing. If you need help with any of this, if you have any questions or comments, you can message me, you can comment below, or you can reach us at businessmarketingengine.com. I appreciate you taking time to tune in today, and I look forward to seeing you next week on the show.